Good morning and welcome to Malaysia. This is Denis Oakley, and today we are going to be talking about one of the many hidden things that kills lots of starters, which makes entrepreneurs' lives absolute hell. And this is the idea that boom, you are always doing stuff. Now, let me step back a little bit. I know exactly what this is all about, but I want to talk about my experience as a triathlete for a minute. As a triathlete, you're going out and you're doing Ironman races, and you start off by swimming 4 or 5 kilometers in the sea. You then jump on a bicycle after taking off your wetsuit and cycle for 180 kilometers, which usually takes 5 to 6 to 7 hours, depending on how fit you are. And then you go change quickly again, put some trainers on and start running, and you do another full marathon, 42 kilometers, which will take you 3 hours if you're absolutely amazing, 5 hours if you're a bit slow and fat and bald like me. And one of the key things in a triathlon is that you have to keep moving forward all the time. Anytime that you're stopped, you're not getting towards the finish line, therefore you're having a slower race time, and that hurts you. So everything that you do is designed to cut time out of until you get over the finish and until your success. Right, so you never ever stop. Is this starting to sound a finish line? And that's usually a nice dollar. Oh, that looked a bit of a weird sign. That is a dollar sign, but it's in reverse. The camera's mirrored it. But this is fundamentally what startups are trying to do, entrepreneurs are trying to do. We're trying to get to that dollar finish line, whether it's a Series A raise, a seed funding round, an IPO, which is pipe dreams for most of us, or assumption is if we are working at this all the time, if we are pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, we will get there. And if we stop, it's going to slow us down. Now, I gotta say something, and it is bloody obvious, but a triathlon is not the same as running a startup. There are lots of similarities, and I'll come back to them in other live sessions. But what is important in a start is not that you are fucking busy the whole fucking time. If you have a life where you are constantly doing stuff, you cannot think. As a CEO of a startup, as a founder, as a co-founder, you own the vision. You're the guy, girl who's had the idea, who's put it out on the table. Yeah, and you've got the trust. You're there to look after that. Now, nobody else owns that idea, owns the vision, owns the problem that you're trying to solve better than you do. Yeah, you can't hand this over to anybody else. But there are millions of people. You go onto Fiverr, you go onto Upwork, you go onto LinkedIn, almost any job site, and you say, I want somebody who can do this. And you will get 100, 200, 300 CVs flooding through the door who can do the stuff for you. Now, obviously, there are problems. Have you got the money to pay for this? Okay, huge problem there. Let's put that to one side for a moment and come back to the key thing. Yeah, if you are busy, you cannot be thinking. Let me give you an example. Earlier this year, I was on a big sales run, and I was on the phone, and I'd start off in talking with people in California, mid-afternoon their time, 6 a.m. in my time, and sort of move through Argentina, Australia, China, Vietnam, pure Malaysia at lunchtime, South Africa, Israel, Eastern Europe, ending up London, late afternoon my time, and then ending up back in New York 8 p.m. at my whoa. So 16, 17 hours of talk on the telephone. And it's like, great, talking to clients, but at the end of the day, I was just totally lost the strategic picture of where I was going. I had no plan because I could not think, because all of your focused attention, your focused attention is taken up with the minutiae of marketing, of sales, of operational detail. And this just totally destroys what you are doing. As an entrepreneur, if you are bogged down in the detail, the chances are that you are missing out the main motorways, the main highways that are going to take you direction a lot quicker. Because when you're looking at the detail, you're looking at something this far ahead of your nose. But really what you need to do, I need to go back to the back of the window, open the window and looking out, and what can I be seeing out there? What is there to see that at the moment I can't see because it's this close? And yes, there is an amazing place for tactics. You've got to get the tactics right. But what the fuck of the use is the tactics if you don't have the right strategy? If you know everything about sort of crossing a river, but you've got no idea whether you naturally need to cross this river. So sitting back, thinking things through, and a lot of this is not the thinking that is saying, okay, so we've got this big strategic problem here. I really need a longer beard here. It's sort of a bit blacker as well, so it's more impressive. If I were to straighten my beard, but I'm still going to do it. If you want to sort of bit blacker as well, so it's more impressive. If I were to straighten my beard, but I'm still going to do it. If you want to create a good strategy, it's not thinking, okay, so we need to get more views on YouTube, or we need to be getting more revenue coming in like this. Because then what happens very quickly is you start devolving down into a tactical layer of how, what and how are you doing? Which brings us a little bit back to Simon Sinek and his big idea of why. But again, you need to be thinking, okay, what are the right questions that I need to be asking here? What am I seeing that makes sense? What am I not seeing that at the moment I'm blind? I've got blinkers on, like a horse had blinkers on, to keep them from being startled by new information or people running up behind them and making them rear. So this is really what you need to be doing, because it's what's critical for you as the leader of a startup, as a CEO, is being able to see new sources of information, of understanding it, seeing the market differently, because these are often the things that unblock you, that help you move a lot faster. So starting to bring this all together. What you need to do as a startup CEO is you need to spend at least probably half a day a week, something like that, and carve it out and spend your time thinking about the market, thinking about what is happening that you don't understand, what is happening out there that you have no explanations of, what is happening that you can't see. So giving a really topical example at the moment, I'm totally left leaning, or actually I'm a libertarian liberal, so hard left and hard right at the same time. And I'm watching the US elections, really interesting. I think Trump is going down. All the data says that he's going down. Everything that I see suggests he's going to lose badly. And so what I'm doing is, I could be thinking, oh, this is great, I love it, this is such an ego trip, it's so cool. But what I'm doing is I'm constantly thinking, okay, what aren't the reporters reporting? What is there out there? What information am I refusing to see because of my own biases, the ones that I know, the ones that I don't know? What is there out there that I'm discounting because my own ego says it's important to discount, that is absolutely critical? And I'm asking this question all the time. And then you sit back and you think, okay, so let's play around with these ideas. And playing around with like this, if it's If it's your Sunday morning, great. If you prefer doing it Monday mornings or Friday afternoons or in the middle of the week when the pressure gets a bit too much and you need to have a bubble, retreat into this, because the outputs, the benefits from this are absolutely huge, and they really cut down on the amount of pointless fucking busy work that you end up doing. So let's wrap this up finally. If you'd like to sort of talk a little bit more about this, give me a call. Come up in the chat, ask me questions. If you've got a particular problem that you've got with your startup that you'd like me to talk about on these live sessions, again, send me an email through the link at the bottom of the comments. What do we do? Denis Oakley Co. What we do is we play with business models. Business model is the key advantage. It's the emerging advantage that most startups do not think about. Get a great product, get a great service. Those are awesome. Those are your entry stakes into the game. If you don't have that, customers don't like them. Nah, okay, you're probably going down. Business model, yeah, is what's going to separate you out from the other 200 to 300 people in your sector who have got good products, who have got product market fit, who have got traction. How are you going to get ahead of them without going into a price war or into an obsessive marketing war where you are just chucking money at developers, at marketing, or cutting costs to get some transient advantage? The real advantage comes from a business model, and I will help you create awesomely good disruptive business models. So give me a call and look forward to seeing you next time. Ta-ra then.